Welcome to the Frost Render Lab. Get ready to render your imagination. In today's video,
welcome back to the lab. In our last session, we laid the groundwork for our 3D environment, but today, it's about speed. We're diving into part 2 of our workflow series, focusing on window and trim efficiency. I'm going to show you how to leverage copy and paste in place to cut your modeling time in half, all while maintaining maximum detail. Plus, we're going to get creative, using outside-the-box materials to hack the shapes and textures we need for those high-end finishes. If you want to master a faster, smarter 3D workflow, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the like icon so you don't miss the rest of this series. Let's get into the model. We'll start by referencing the house and see where all the placement of the windows and the doors are, and start by adding a window. I want to find a window that looks about the same and add about the right place. So I'm going to move the perspective just to work a little bit faster here. To adjust the height of the window, we select it, and we can adjust the width, we can adjust the height, and then we can adjust the elevation to put something on the second floor. Going back to our original window here, we notice that the windows themselves are black. To change that, I'm going to go over to the model, click on the caret going down, and go to Edit Materials. There were 2 materials listed. We want to change them both to a black material. The first one, we click, simply go to black. The second one, we'll click and find a solid color, finish, choose black, and we have a black on black window, like all the windows in the pictures themselves. Now that we have this one selected, we can copy, Ctrl+C and paste in place, Ctrl+Shift+V, and it copies it and pastes it right on itself. We can then drag it to where it is relative to the design in the actual home, and then we can select both of them, Ctrl+C copy, Ctrl+Shift+V, paste in place, and move those over to match where the other 2 windows are. There is a smaller window in between, so I'm going to select this one window, I'm going to copy and paste it, move it over in between, and then adjust the height so it's shorter, adjust the width so it's narrower, and then raise the elevation so it fits right in the middle like the picture is suggesting, and then move on. Up above it, there is one more of these windows. I'm going to Ctrl+C, copy and paste, raise the elevation to make it to that second floor, and then drag it over to where it is in the picture. For these triple windows and the double windows on the top, we really just have to select the 2 of these together, these 2 windows, Control, paste, copy and paste these, raise the elevation, and then move them together. And they are a 3 window and a 2 window, so we'll do the 2 window first since these are 2 together. Select them and move them over this one here. I think these are a little bit more spaced out based on what I'm seeing here. It's just hard from the perspective. These windows are going to sit over this one here. I'm going to copy and paste those, move them over for the triple window, select just one of these, copy and paste it. And then I need some single windows on the side. Copy and paste. Move these over slightly. And we have all our windows done on this side relatively quickly. We'll do the trim just a little bit later. Let's continue on the front side of this house here. We have 2 single windows again, so I'm going to copy and paste these, drag them over. When you drag around the corner, sometimes they'll go on top of one another. Just select one of them and pull it over. These are a little off center. Hidden in the balcony, there's 2 windows here. There's one on the other wall, right in there. And there's triple windows on the right side with a glazed pane or a single pane in the middle. So what we have to do is select one more window that is just change this to black. This material first, change to black. Second material, solid colors, black. I'm going to make this the same height as the other window. The way you can do that is select the other window. Notice the height, copy that, Ctrl+C, come here, just paste that, press enter, and you'll have the same one here. So we can nudge this one over so it looks flush, copy that and paste it, move it over to here, and we have our 3-pane window. We'll take care of that white trim in just a little bit. We want to copy and paste in place this guy here. And then we want to move the elevation down for those windows until it looks about right below the trim. That looks good. There is a double window on the inside of the downstairs. I'm going to copy and paste this and then bring it down. Bring down that elevation. And again, around the corners, sometimes these separate. We can just pull them apart. The width here is a little off, so we'll make them less wide. Select these and drag them to the midpoint. And now we just have the doors left to do, the patio doors. There's 3 patio doors, this wall, and this wall. We're gonna now go to select the house, and then go to door, go to patio, and find a 2-panel door that looks similar to what we're looking for, this guy here. I'm going to start by putting this on this wall. Elevation is a little off. You notice if we zoom in, to make it more realistic, you can put the doors about 6 inches up above, as would be a kind of a normal step from the threshold of the outside into the threshold of the house itself. This door needs to be a little bit wider, and it needs to change the color. So again, we'll come up to edit materials, change these 2 materials as we have before. Do this one to solid colors, black. And we have that. Let's change the width to match that. We're going to copy and paste that one, move it over here, and change this actually to a 3-door. Once again, change the color to black. Then we want to change the width, stretch, then we center that. The midpoint, we will copy and paste that one, come around to this midpoint, and we have all our doors here. So in a very short amount of time that could have taken a long time to do, we were able to leverage copying and pasting to do all our windows to match the home and the doors. And we're done with the windows. Now on to the trim. The window trim is a little bit harder because there isn't an actual material that matches any kind of window trim in the program, so we have to build it, which is something we'll cover in more complex trainings in the future. One of the easiest ways to do that, you can either build a model with a box and then create a shape, but it's the same idea if we were going to do a retaining wall. Make a retaining wall about that wide to start with. Remove the cap. So you come to the cap, type none, and that removes the cap. The easiest way to match the color of the trim to the color of the house is grab the color from the house, go to the wall material, copy that, go back to the material we want and paste it, and then open up the stucco and find a slightly less bright color, and that's actually pretty close to what the trim is on the house. The retaining walls default to 5 feet tall. We want to change that to 6 inches, which is 0.5 feet tall, and that becomes really short. You can make the width to 6 inches as well, which is 0.5 feet. So now we have a 6-inch tall by 6-inch wide placeholder for the trim. We can raise the elevation. See if that looks about the right height. It does. We can use our nudge or pull on the red arrow to move this back into the house. And then edit points to adjust the width. This one more in. And we have a 4-foot wide trim on the top. We can do that for all the windows and the doors throughout. And there's a smaller trim on the bottom of each of them that we'll do separately. If we copy and paste in place, it's going to put it exactly where it was. And we'll just drag it over on top of this window, and so on and so forth. We can copy more than one at a time. For efficiency, drag these over. Then we can start moving pretty quick. We do have to make this smaller. We can edit points. We'd probably bring this down to 3 feet. And then move it over into place. Now we can copy this one, paste it in place, drag it up, drag it over, put it on top of this window. We can grab one of these, we can copy and paste it in place, drag it over here, edit points, drag this over to make it longer. And there we have all the top frames finished. What we can do to do the bottom frames is carefully select all the detail. Being careful not to select the windows or the houses. Copy, paste in place, drag them all down to the bottom, which duplicated except the small windows, which are a little out of place right now. For the last piece of this, we want to put our gate on the outside of the balcony. And since there isn't a balcony gate or banister or rail setting, we're going to select the panel fence, find something that looks like we want to use, this one here. Make it as wide, just a little bit wider than the width itself of the balcony. Raise that to the right height. Play around till you get that. That looks about right. That's the right elevation. The height is only about 3 feet tall. And then drag that back into place. Although not exactly the balcony there, you get the same effect of having the balcony. So to recap some of the things that we talked about there, we are using copy and paste and copy and paste in place to save a lot of time and work with efficiency through here so we're not bogged down in the details, doing things one by one and taking a lot of time in the process. We also had to use some different materials and thinking outside the box, pun intended, using different materials to serve as the window frame and a little bit of the detail there, using a retaining wall, changing the color, stealing the color from the house itself, changing the color to something that popped as that white trim. And the end result, we have a house that looks very, very similar to our example house, and we're ready to build in subsequent videos. If you have comments, leave them below. If you have any suggestions, please let me know, and we'll see you in the next training video.